Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I tell you, I had a couple great vacations recently. It was in...
Oh, good. Tell us all about them. Tell us all about your fun vacations that we didn't take.
Did they go to Cuba? Did you go to Cuba?
I wasn't in Cuba. No, I was in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was in...
close enough.
Savannah,
fair enough.
Savannah, Georgia. Should have I gone to Cuba? Why? Why do you ask?
I mean, those are kind of like Cuba.
Yeah, the climate's about the same.
I guess they're more like Guatemala if you want to be technical about things. But yeah, either way.
Only the workforce.
Nice.
Thank you. No, I do have a question. So, what did you do? What did you do? I guess that's the follow-up you're waiting on. So, what did you do in Savannah?
No, I was mostly in...
Hopefully talk like that.
Foley Beach for a little bit, and then I was in Charleston, South Carolina, where did a sunset cruise over the harbor in Charleston. Did a ghost tour.
Oh, nice.
Like a ghost hunter's tour kind of thing?
That's right, yeah.
Where'd you go?
I mean, I couldn't tell, like pinpoint it. It was small, like alleys and graveyards within Charleston. Yeah, I couldn't
say. Just pay some guy. Hey, take me somewhere creepy.
No, it was a service.
Which is everywhere in Charleston.
it was a service.
It was a service. They hit a flyer on the fucking light pole. It seemed reputable.
Yeah, we paid him Venmo only, and it worked out.
we paid them PayPal friends, not goods and services.
Yeah,
but what did they do? Like, did they give you like any synopsis?
So we walked like 6 different sites, and they told you stories about like history. About some of that. For instance, we walked into this one alley, and it was a known alley to where men used to duel. Which was still a common thing. Like, hey, partner, I have a disagreement with you, and we're going to go into this alley, and we're gonna shoot each other.
We're going to go in a duel alley, and we're going to duel it out.
And they told this particular story about these 2 gentlemen, and one of which, the one who died, used to have a cane, and he would when he would walk, he would throw the cane down on the ground and whistle. And they said occasionally, if you're walking around this alley, you can still hear the tap of the cane and whistling.
When you enter the city of Charleston, do they just hand you like a mason jar with sweet tea in it? How does that whole thing work? That's how it goes, right? Like, it's pretty unlimited. So there's like igloo coolers, like on a golf course, but just scattered about Charleston.
It's almost as if
fresh sweet tea.
You're constantly running a marathon. And there's like sweet tea stations where you can just like grab some and boom.
It's just tiny 4-ounce cups
everywhere.
It's just Dixie cups. You just wet your well.
Yeah.
Well, just a little heads up. My entire family is from South Carolina, and I can remember going to people's houses and they had sweet tea, and the tea was so saturated with sugar that there was actually sugar like condensing in the bottom because it was so cold. Like the water was the tea was so cold that there was so much sugar that the sugar couldn't be absorbed into the tea that it would collect in the bottom.
That's the thing that people don't get. It's like, you should probably like warm up your water when you're pouring stuff like that in there, and then just let it cool and then chill it.
No, Alan. They make the tea hot.
And it got so cold that it fucking solidified again. Oh, God,
it started raining sugar from the tea and collecting in the bottom of the tea glass. But did you experience any hauntings? Did you see anything? Do you believe in? You don't even believe in that, though, do you?
No. But what I will say is when we were in that,
No.
Nope, still don't believe in it. But when we were in that first alley. When she was explaining the thing of it was that there were 3 tours, and so they had to divvy them out, and some were walking a little faster than others, and the people that we were with had I hate to say this, man, they had a I can't tell if it was a husband, wife, brother, or brother, sister, brother combo who were morbidly obese and couldn't walk all that fast, and they had some woman who had a walker. And it was advertised as a walking tour, all right? And you were going to walk for 90 minutes over the course, and it was just like the walker person was like, "Oh, can everyone slow down?" So anyway, we get to this like first thing, and like the other tour had to pass us, and it held us up for about, I don't know, like a minute and a half, and she starts talking, and immediately this this air conditioner goes on. We're in this alley, it's like, and she's like, "Wow, that's disruptive. That's never happened when I've been here. Let's just walk about like 30 paces down this way and I'll finish the story." Walks down and then she goes, "Okay." And then a second unit goes off. And she's like, "I don't know. That's never happened to me before either." That's total coincidence. It's air conditioners, but it seemed very freaky. It seemed very, very fucking freaky at that moment.
You mean to tell me that air conditioning units fired off in the sweltering Charleston heat? Yeah, that's a little weird.
Oh, it was two of them.
Yeah. Wait. So here's my question: like, did this make you feel tingly at all, Wes? Like, was that experience? Did that actually creep you out, or are you just like, that was fake, or that was just air conditioners and it's inconsequential?
Yeah. I mean, I just figured we were in an alley that was adjacent to a large building, and yeah, there may be two HVAC units, and they go off in minute-long intervals to cool the building. Had nothing to do with this dual talk that they were talking about.
Dueling air conditioners.
That's right.
Now, Wes, did you ever venture out to Pig Woman Lane up near my neck of the woods?
I sure did. Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, I think
was there a man bear pig up there?
You betcha.
Well, Pig Woman Lane, it's there used to be an old slaughterhouse up there, and apparently, like, you know, as time went on, the pig woman, she was just the lady who murdered the pigs, and all of her family died, and she was just an old lady living by herself on a fucking slaughterhouse. And supposedly, if you went up to Pig Woman Lane, she would chase you and turn you into a tree. And there was a tree on Pig Woman Lane that looked like a kid, like running away, like split legs, arms in like running motion, and there was even like a face in like the knot of the tree. Right. And so yeah, everybody would, and it when you pulled down Pig Woman Lane and saw the tree with your headlights of your car just spotlighted right on it, it'd give you the willies just knowing the backstory.
Yeah, we went up there one time. We had a few beers and we were putzing around. I will say when we were putzing around it was like a barn or something. There was an abandoned, at least from what I could tell, kitten by itself that was meowing. Like, meow. We were like, all right, I don't believe in this shit, but that's fucking freaky.
It's like there's an old, but you can ask Sarah, Wes. She'll probably be able to tell you about what was affectionately called like Hell House around the like Catonsville, Arbutus, Ellicott City area, but it was an old like Catholic, I think it was like a girls' school in like the 1800s, like mid 1800s, and it had burned down and shit, and there was just the ruins up there, and it is very unsettling. And it's pitch black. It's like tucked back in the back hills of like Ellicott City, like off Main Street. So yeah, it's that. Yeah, there's some interesting little places in the state of Maryland to get yourself all creeped out in if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. No, the thing with going to, like, if you believe in, even if you have a fraction of a belief in any of the haunting stuff, the places to go are not like normal places. Like, I mean, a guy walking around with a cane whistling, like, okay, yeah, maybe that gives you like a whoo, but that's not going to freak you out. That's not going to show you anything. You want to go to like old insane asylums or old prisons, or like even like Gettysburg. Gettysburg.
Yeah, I was going to say war, like battlefields and shit.
Right.
Place where terrors happened.
Yeah.
Especially
actual human atrocities.
Yes, especially insane asylums, because the things they did to those crazy motherfuckers, like, I mean, yeah, they were crazy as shit, but they didn't need to have holes drilled in their heads and stainless steel pokers jammed into their brains. Yeah. But I remember hearing somebody explain this, like why that phenomenon happens in these locations more than others. They're like, well, in real life, there's nice people and there's assholes. There's normal people and there's crazy motherfuckers. So if you want to see some shit, You want to go where the crazy motherfuckers were. So if you go to a insane asylum where people were like viciously murdered in some weird science experiment, that's the place where you're going to get some action.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess the old fucking the old
The Crypt Keeper?
paranormal pseudoscientific thought of it is that, you know, we're all energy and shit, and like traumatic events create fucking lasting energies in spaces. So places like old prisons where they used to gag you for like 24 hours and shit, like, you know, shit like that really gets the juices going. And you know, glowing orbs of light floating around dark spaces. At least that's what Ghost Hunters has taught me.
Glowing orbs. You got me sold.
glowing orbs.
I'm in. Glowing orbs, everyone. Middle class holes. This is what we're about. Murr, Allen, and Foxman. I'll tell you what.
The Glowing Orb Show.
Did you say Glowing Orbs, yo?
No, the Glowing Orb Show.
Oh, sorry.
That's the name of this episode.
The Glowing Orb Show. Hey, look, Alan, you and I are golf fans. I watched the shit out of the Ryder Cup.
Me too.
Murr, did you take our advice, or did you sit back and jerk off all Sunday and not Saturday?
What's more pleasurable?
Yeah, Ryder Cup. Gotcha. All right. So details of a rare Bronze Age coffin in a golf course pond revealed. So size of a telephone box coffin, thought to be about 4,000 years old, includes well-preserved axe amongst remains. So where's this out of? Lincolnshire, of course. It's an ex-president, and you tack Shire on. The hazard, what was this, like telephone? They got like a telephone booth size Bronze Age coffin. Now, how the hell was this dug out? The log coffin measures 3 meters long by 1 meter. It's thought to be about 4,000 years old. Archaeologists have established the coffin was made from hollowing out oak tree. Plans were used to cushion the body, and a gravel mound raised over the grave. Practices were only afforded to people with high status, the Bronze Age Society. So, as an avid golfer, Alan, if you start rooting around for your ball and then you figure out like, oh, what the hell's that? And then you come across something that's 4,000 years old. How the hell wasn't this figured out? Maybe when they filled the pond in, or maybe they built around the pond.
Well, first, I think that's a free drop. I'll just throw that out there. And then number two, I also think I get free golf at that golf course now forever. Mm-hmm. I think those are the number one and number two of most importance.
Free rounds.
Number three, that's fucking wild. I mean, it's England, so, you know, there's just stuff buried everywhere.
Yeah,
that's old world, man. That part of the world's been around a while. Nothing compared to the United States. So yeah, it's not unusual. It's kind of a little weird that they didn't dig it up, you know.
Yeah, but
while making a golf course, but yeah.
I mean, how did they discover it? Is that what happened? So we knocked their ball in the pond, went to go like dig it out, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this?" I mean, if it's a hollowed out tree, wouldn't you just think there's a tree? Like, why would you even bother getting it out of there?
It doesn't. I mean, it does not say how they came across it.
I mean, it's an amazing find. I mean, of course, every time one of these things gets dug out of the ground or out of a bog, or out of like because they still burn peat out there for like peat moss for like scotches and stuff like that. So they're constantly coming across like ancient bodies, like still preserved. Like
that's wild though. So the Bronze Age was 300 to 1200 BC. Mm-hmm. That's fucking old.
Right.
That's pretty crazy. And it was preserved that like the body. What did they say about the body? Was the body good?
Didn't say.
Well, you know.
The axe was
Bronze Age. Bronze Age good.
They bronzed the penis looked good. They bronzed that.
Okay.
And,
well, that's important.
Yeah.
That's very important.
No, but it's funny to talk about like how it's England, so there's all sorts of old shit out there. I mean, it is true. I mean, here in America, like the Native Americans didn't exactly preserve things. They just like threw bodies in dirt and said "see you later" and walked away. For the most part, you always get all weirded
Pretty sure
out.
that's not how that went, but yeah. Okay.
I'm saying they didn't do any kind of mummification. They didn't do any preservation of the body. They buried them sitting up. They just threw dirt on them and then they walked away from it. Like they didn't put anybody in hollowed out tree trunks and throw them in a peaty moss bog.
No, they didn't do that, but they did other things besides throwing them in dirt and walking away
and sitting up. Don't forget that.
There's very famous ceremonial mounds in certain parts of the Midwest.
Right.
I think we're also missing the diversity of the Native American population of the United States.
Right.
I'm not missing it. I'm just saying like they didn't do it. Like, okay, for example, what we're doing now or what we've done for the last century and a half is we have gone out and we've paid way too much money for the most part for giant fucking boxes to put embalmed bodies in and then stick them in the ground. And we even set up entire like plots of land for this. And one day when we're ashes and dust, some archaeologists are going to come digging around and be like, I found like 4,000 skeletons out here all inside pine boxes. It's fucking weird. They're going to find that shit. I'm just saying, up until the Europeans came here, there's not a lot to find. And I remember I went on my cross-country adventure, and I went down to Texas, and my cousin took me to the Gulf of Mexico Archaeological Museum. And the video starts, and we're watching it, and it goes, not much is known about these parts until about 1805, when Jimmy Goodyear found oil. Like, there was no history. There was zero history until like the 1800s in that region. At least it was written down. And then you go to fucking England on a golf course where there's a 4,000-year-old body that they know a shit ton about, just kind of laying in the bottom of the fucking... God, you know, Alan, it's not all about me being some sort of pretentious white prick, okay?
Right.
No,
hey, look, Jimmy Goodyear backs up his story. All right?
It's never like it's never pretentious white prick. It's just fucking wrong. Like, see, like that's what I will always like. I will never not check you on just being wrong about something, and. It's just wrong. Like Native Americans had burial rituals and ceremonial burial grounds, and they put people in caskets. Some of them, many of them did not. But like, yeah, that's just wrong.
But no, they didn't put them in bronze caskets. I'm just
not bronze casket, but we said it was a log, right? It was just the Bronze Age, which was a period of time in history.
I was just simply summarizing. In a very callous way. They dug a hole. Technically, I'm describing
that's
all
what we do.
Rituals. Exactly.
I was going to say.
Except we put them in boxes.
I'm just saying it came off as like, hey, these Native Americans didn't do shit with their dead. They just fucking chucked them in the fucking dirt and walked away. Like, they definitely honored their dead, much like every other fucking civilized culture.
Oh, I'm sure they beat some drums and lit some fires and ate some meals and stuff. You know, they did that shit too. I get it.
It was more of a potluck type thing, is the way I saw it.
I think there was more. There was definitely more culture to it. Yeah, there was a little bit more pizzazz, I think, but that's to be expected from brown people.
Yeah, it's true.
Timmy Creekbottom loved this potato salad. I cooked enough for the entire tribe to enjoy.
We like to what is it? We like to celebrate life. The European variety of human likes to mourn death.
That's right.
It's a different outlook on life.
Oh, Timmy Creekbottom. It's ironic he drowned.
Creekbottom.
He was
drowning is just the irony of
he was buddies with Yam Yam.
Yum Yum.
Hey,
Is Yam Yam a different?
Yum Yum. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that was our Turkish
Our Turkish friend.
That's right.
Yum yum.
Yeah, Turkish Native American.
Oh god.
How do you
okay?
how do you guys, when you guys go, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to get cremated? You want to get buried? You want to get put in a bronze statue and thrown into a golf course? That doesn't sound half bad now.
This is the thing, Alan. You call me out on the Native Americans throwing their bodies in dirt and walking away, and Wes seems to think that they fucking bronzed this guy.
I keep pointing it out and he just brushes it. I can't do it anymore. You've heard me correct him. It's twice now, I believe.
Okay, Wes, it's the Bronze Age, and they just put it. It's an era,
Yeah.
like the Paleolithic era, but it's bronze.
The industrial age, right?
Yeah.
So they bronzed him. All right, got it.
They stuck him in a log.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like Han Solo.
Put him in a log.
He was like Han Solo. Okay.
yes, they dipped him in molten carbonite and threw him on a golf course.
No,
And walked away.
They're just like Jabba Fett. I got it. Christ. I figured it
I
out.
tried, man. I can't, you can only go so far.
No, okay, to answer your question, honestly, I would like, and they won't do it. There's some fucking rules I don't understand. I don't want my organs removed. Fuck all you guys.
No, me neither. Yeah, that's what I said.
I just want to be thrown. I want to be put in the ground. That's it. I want to be honestly, you make fun of me, Alan, but I want to do like the Native Americans.
Nah,
I just want you to throw me in the dirt and walk away.
They did that.
They did that in a ceremonial box and then lowered into the ground.
No box. I don't want a box.
They did that with Nate and 6 Feet Under. I don't know if you remember that show from HBO.
That
yeah,
show. That's
they did. They put him in a bag, and it was Nate's wish. It was like a bag, and throw him in there.
Dude,
yeah,
I'll do that for you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take this.
Burlap sack with our logo on it. And then
now you're talking. No, or just wrap me in like a linen cloth and then just put me in the dirt and just cover it. Or there's this guy.
We're not going to lower you. We're going to throw you in that fucker.
We're going to throw you.
No. But I'm talking somebody grabs my arms, somebody grabs my legs, and you do the jump rope, and then let me go.
See, I was thinking we get one of those blobs that you use at the lake, and we put your corpse on one end, and then one of us just jumps on the other end and plops you into the hole. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Oh, man, if 4 of you hit that thing, I'm going 30 feet skyward before I come down.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Depending on how big we can make this blob and we get a crowd, we'll dig a fucking ditch. And so that way you won't miss. You know what I mean? We won't overshoot. We'll have 10 people jump on.
You want to hear something creepy, too? My dad got a deal on burial plots.
They always get deals.
So no, if you bought for the whole family, it was 25% off. So I already know where my body is going to lie when I'm dead. West Nottingham, that fucking cemetery.
Nice.
Right where the softball field is, where I used to practice Little League. That's where I'll fucking rest in eternity.
Nice.
You still won't be able to. You still won't be able to handle a ground ball. Woo!
I'll handle all the ground balls.
Alan, do you have a preference?
I told Kelly, I was like, you could chuck me. I think they'd make I think there's a company local to here that makes crab reef, if that makes sense. Not reef because they don't live in reef, but they make basically this organic shit that they lay on the bottom that crabs kind of fucking like to nestle in and fucking nest in, and you can throw me up in the Chesapeake Bay and make more crabs, and I'm fucking cool with that. Go back to nature, just not burying me. Something a little different. I guess I could be a tree too, but that sounds whack. I mean, trees are okay, I guess, but.
Well, Wes, you answer because there's a guy in Italy that invented something I want to tell you about.
Well, see, Alan kind of
made himself into sausage.
Now, Alan's explanation actually kind of sound. All I wanted to do was just be cremated and have my ashes dumped out in the Chesapeake Bay somewhere, just as a type thing. But if I can be refurbished into some sort of crab reef thing that I don't know, if there's some sort of crab orgy going on in front of me.
Good, yeah, like a crabitat.
I kind of like
Dare I
that.
say?
I kind of dig that, man. Fucking
Yeah,
crustacean,
That's what I'm saying, man.
crustacean fucking.
We need to keep the Maryland blue crab population going.
Yeah, crabby,
Way past
crabby
the
style.
time I'm going.
Crabby style going on in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with like being like slowly decomposed into the earth, but there's something about like a bunch of fucking bottom feeding scavengers just tearing my body apart, like claw bite by claw bite. Like, it just kind of doesn't settle me very well.
Yeah, but I mean, they think they turn you. Your actual body has been turned into just something else at that point.
Yeah.
It's just like a compressed. It's probably like a dehydrated, compressed kind of issue, is what I've seen of it.
Believe it or
you're
not,
just kind of you're basically like cardboard that biodegrades, and they just chuck up into the bay, and they're like, "There you go, crabs, have at it."
Yeah. And believe it or not, there's no consciousness going on with it. You don't actually witness
I know,
the orgy that's taking place in you.
But I mean, honestly, though, if I was to agree with like that form of, you know, whatever burial, then I would just like want like weights tied to my ankles and wrists and just lower me down and let them have at me.
So I'd be totally cool with that as well. But like you said, I think there's regulations against.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck regulations.
You know I mean, if you guys are down, just take me out on a boat.
Regulations aside, I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you do is you tie a buoy to my head, like just fucking spike one through, so that you can like maybe come out and just check me out every now and then, see what happens. See if like I've decomposed to a point where like the buoy has floated off, and then it's like my final goodbye. But just put the emblem on it. The middle Classholes.
Bro, if we take you outside with a buoy speared through your head, I'm not coming to check on you. It is going to be a one-shot dealy-do. I'm going to assume that nature has done its business.
We'll put a trail cam out on a tree or something.
That's right. This is the 21st century. We don't have to actually see it with our own eyes.
No, but there's this guy in Italy who created these. I don't even know how to describe them, but basically they just take your natural body, no embalming or anything, and they encase you in like this biodegradable like sack, and they put a tree seed in the top of it, and they bury you in the ground, and your body nourishes the seed, and then the roots grow through your bones, and so the tree becomes almost like a living tombstone, like marking where you are, and you get to choose what kind of tree you want to become.
I don't dislike that.
That's cool.
That sounds very cool. I'd have to do a little bit more research in order to feel comfortable with that. But if all checked out, hell yeah, that sounds fine, man. That's a Walt Whitman poem, all wrapped up into one, man.
I just hate to be the guy who has to like process you.
into make you a tree.
Yeah. I'd like to be an American elm. Listen, partner.
He like puts you in the wrong fucking soil, and he's like, fuck. That was supposed to be a white oak. Fuck. That's totally wrong. That's like a cedar. It's like a western cedar. It's totally different. You can't do anything about it. It's irreversible. You're like, fuck.
Bunch of kids smoking grass out after school. What is this? Ugh. All right. So we posted this on the official No Classholes. Sorry, I'm crying here. It's funny. The official No Classholes Facebook page at Danish Museum lent an artist $84,000. So a museum says like, hey man, make us some fucking art for his work. He kept the cash and named the art. Take the money and run. Christ. Jens Honig. You know what? Doesn't even really require too much reading. $84,000. Give us some goddamn art. Like, all right, here you go. Take the money and run. Steve Miller Band, fucking genius in my opinion. Nobel Prize winner.
100%. The guy he gave him a blank canvas and titled it that, and that is as good. Honestly, That's better than most modern art that
Yeah.
I've come in contact with.
Dude,
I've seen.
Yeah, because like the explanation of it is perfect because you always have to be explained modern art. You know what I mean? Like you never can look at it and be like, "Oh, that's what the artist was thinking." It's never. So yeah, exactly like you said, this is perfect. And I've seen a couple of articles where like other art critics and like art connoisseurs, the type of people that have on like the History Channel talking about fucking art and stuff, like being like, yeah, man, I mean, this is actually a really genius piece of modern art. And sucks, I guess, to suck, museum, but you should probably hang that up and tell people how you got duped.
Yeah. Well, it's almost, I mean, Jesus Christ, we're doing it to it right now. It's almost like a social commentary on the current state of the art world. Is that everybody's just trying to find a payday for a story that didn't need to be told. Like, I mean, so I don't think that's what this fucking artist was doing. I think he said $84,000. See you later. Zoinks.
Yeah.
I think he had this conversation with them. And they were like, "Who do you think you'd be interested in like making a piece for us?" And he's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And then he went home and like ate mushrooms, fucking did some DMT, and fucking 3 days later, they came out of it and was like, "Hey museum, I got your piece. Cool. How much for it? 84 grand. Cool. Done deal. We'll wire it to you right now. We're gonna send it to you." And he's like, "Here you go. Bam. There's your shits."
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
And I mean,
turn my cell phone off.
I'm going to the woods. Poo on the art. I mean, I don't know. It was like the museum or whatever for not doing any proper like handoff type process. Fuck that.
There's definitely a curator that lost their job.
Yeah.
Well, what's the theory behind the philosophy rather behind giving an artist that much money? Is it to say, here, you don't have to worry about anything, now make art? Is that the philosophy behind it?
Kinda. I would think if you're giving it up front like that for whatever piece that they come up with, then yeah, they're probably like a reasonably respected artist.
Yeah, a known entity artist. Yeah, that's done some things. Yeah,
they're like, here, give us something, give us a unique insert artist name piece, and then he gives them blank canvases, and he's like, "Suck up, bitches!
Give us something for our front row."
But he commits because that's what fucking artists do.
That's true.
Like he's just like, this is the fucking social commentary, exactly, on how fucking artists have been whored out to the fucking media. Like, boom, done. And like, other artists are gonna be like, "Fucking genius, man," and it's gonna give credence to it, and the museum's gonna be like, fucker. Well, what they should do is jack up the ticket price like $10 and get after it.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, obviously, no one's ever going to front him money for artwork ever again. But it gives him time to create more artwork. Now he's got notoriety on his name, and now he can sell the artwork that he used the museum's money to not make art for to make more art. And by the way, America has its very own budding artist. And I was mocking this gentleman earlier in the day. And then I actually looked up some of his artwork, and I have to say, there's a big pile of crow for me to eat. Wes, or Alan, one of you, if you could look up Hunter Biden artwork, because this became a big news story, because apparently some of his artwork is hanging in the White House, which automatically ups its value.
Yeah,
and I was like, what kind of fucking crackhead art is this guy making? And then I saw it, and I was just like, yeah, click on the one right next to him blowing into a tube probably isn't the best.
This one?
Yeah, click on that one. Or that one.
That's pretty
Any of them. Look at that. That's some fucking that
cool. Yeah.
That's some good ass artwork.
Like
now, is it gonna
put that on my wall?
Is it gonna be worth?
This one right here is trippy. I don't know. You can't see it. This this horizontal one.
Yeah, Homeboy's actually got some artistic skills.
Huh. Hey man, crack will do stuff to you.
Inspiration, bro. Inspiration.
Audience, let it be known, I'm a equal opportunity hater.
Well, 84 grand. Take the money and run from
It's genius. It's
Jens Hanning. Good for him. Good for him. Hey, real quick before we get to Fun Fact Friday, did you guys hear Mike Tyson has challenged you, either one of the Paul brothers, $100 million. I know you guys are kind of this like yippee yappy, especially Murr with it's entertainment, bro. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Come on.
This motherfucker. He always finds a way to like insult, especially me.
Come on. Just kidding.
I want your opinion because it's stupid. So
it's not stupid. I would pay to see Mike Tyson fight one of the Paul brothers.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because I think that would be entertaining.
Why?
Because I think it would be nice to see one of the Paul brothers get knocked the fuck out.
Thank you. Because in a way, you know that deep down, Tyson still got it. And you don't care who he knocks out as long as it's somebody. And why not one of them?
That's true. Don't charge me $99.95.
So my theory is that
don't fist me. Make it like $50, or $55.
My theory is that it would still be a total money grab, but he's just unstable enough for like whichever Paul brother to like accidentally low blow him or like do something silly, and then he snaps his neck in front of a fucking national audience, international audience.
Here's what I think the parameters of the fight would be. I think the Paul brothers are so crazy. I think they would tell Tyson, no, try to knock me out. Because if you do, we'll sell another fight. We'll make $100 million more.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think they know that he's too. There was a time where Mike Tyson would kill you if he hit you. You might end up in the hospital now. He's probably not going to kill one of them because they're in really good shape and they actually do know how to box fairly well. I'm just saying it's not a death sentence going into the ring with Mike Tyson.
No,
now.
not at all. No, but those guys are going to outweigh him. They're going to be bigger and stronger than him.
But he's going to be more seasoned, and he's still going to have one in the tank. And if he makes contact, because they're there, those Paul brothers are genius because they're there for entertainment value, and that's it. I think they're too young and dumb to understand the consequences of their actions. But when they create the generational wealth at the end of their run here, it's not going to matter. And I think deep down they know that. Right. So I think they would tell Tyson, no. Don't hold back. This is not an exhibition. No matter what the pay-per-view says, come hard and come fierce.
Well, okay. So, Tyson said $100 million. Is that realistic?
Yeah.
Really? I don't believe
I think so.
I don't. That's where I think the delay. You can ask me about all the tactics and what's going to happen in the fight and what I think, how I think each fighter is going to parlay this out. But no, I don't think any of them are going to sniff $100 million. Maybe like 25 a pop.
Alan, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's like I said, it's all just going to be a fucking shit show anyway. But maybe you're right. I did not see it your way, Murr, until you kind of described it out. I guess he wouldn't kill them. I kind of thought he might kill them still. But like you said, I mean, it's a calculate. Like, I think they are dumb enough to take that risk too and just be like, fuck it, knock me the fuck out. We'll do it again. We'll make mad money. And at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Everybody hated us anyway before we even did this fight stuff because our YouTube videos were stupid. Now everybody hates us even more because we're stupid rich. Fuck it. Nothing to lose.
To pay Mike Tyson alone, if you charged $50 for the pay-per-view, you would only have to get 2 million people to buy it.
You get that.
That's just to pay Tyson, though.
Yeah.
Now,
you could get that.
I do think that an online company or whatever, startup pay-per-view company would be willing to pay that much money if they're going to make it back. Just for the advertising alone.
Here's the thing. Okay, so a week ago, Alexander Usyk defeated Anthony Joshua for a portion of the heavyweight championship fight. Great fight. Usyk, and both of those guys are good fighters. This Saturday, Wilder and Fury are going to fight for the third time for the other portions of that heavyweight championship. Should be a good fight. You should spend money on that. Here's my point. If Mike Tyson gets the opportunity to knock out Logan or Jake Paul, I'm spending $60 on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's $10 more than I estimated. So
I'm spending that money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the sad part is the championship level boxers that are out there that I'm aware of, honestly, I don't even know when they're fighting anymore. What are they on DAZN? It's not even spelled like words.
Yeah.
It's spelled like letters.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. It's dumb. It's bad marketing. Like the product's there, but the eyeballs aren't because they're not marketing themselves well. You got to give the Paul brothers at least the you've got to have the decency to reward them for their efforts and their marketing ability.
Hey,
I mean, right now, boxing is a tree falling in the woods. There's no one around to see it or hear it.
Yeah. I mean, they basically created like a fucking human celebrity death match. And I mean, it's
true.
It's ratings gold, baby. Like the only thing you're missing is fucking whatever that Mills guy fucking referee was, the bald
Let's
white
get
guy.
it down.
Yeah, that guy.
Who's dead? He's been dead for like a decade, too, by the way.
Right? I believe that, actually.
Maybe they bronzed him and they can put him in the corner.
They bronzed him in wood.
Fuck both. Fuck both of you. You could only hope to be bronze in a coffin from the Bronze Era
On a golf course.
on a golf course. All right, Murr, take it away.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to your Fun Fact Friday. I've got 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday, being brought to you by, of course, the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Have you been exercising too much and giving yourself small stress fractures in your shins, and you're a dumbass and think there's a cure for this? Well, go find other idiots like yourself on the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Find them on Facebook. Your first fun fact for this Friday is, did you know you can't sink in quicksand? While it's easy to get stuck in and hard to get out of, it's impossible to sink because it acts as a fluid twice as heavy as water, and you aren't dense enough to go under. It liquefies the more you disturb it, so as long as you don't panic, you'll only sink about half your body length.
So where do people make the problem? They wiggle around too much? I saw Bear Grylls fall into that, and then he actually dove in feet first.
Yeah. You can't like be fucking wiggling a ton because then it loosens and it lets you drop more.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't think you could drop far enough to drown yourself.
The only
physically.
The only problem is depending on how much quicksand you're in, you can kind of sort of suffocate yourself. There's so much mass against your chest that you can't breathe in or out anymore. Okay. Yeah. So you don't drown. You just kind of almost like when people die from crowds at soccer games and shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But the movies have lied to us, and I'm really upset about this.
His chumps. No, didn't know that. Well, I knew there's a good Bear Grylls thing where he gets out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and Bear Grylls is amazing and awesome and, has a big wing.
Gotta basically fucking worm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta flatten out. You gotta, you slap your palms down.
Yep.
You slowly pull yourself up.
Pull yourself out, yeah.
That's it.
Fine. Thought you guys would be more amazed by that one.
Just whenever I get into a desert climate, for a hike, I'll know how to save myself.
Alan's going to be scoping out where you guys can bury him. So.
Really, in the next year or so, I'm going to really go off the grid and just get to nature. So I've been watching a lot of Bear Grylls. That's basically how I'm going to survive.
Oh,
I tried Survivor Man. That Les guy's a dick.
Yeah, Les Stroud is Bear seems like more of a fun time than Les Stroud, even though Les Stroud is more of an actual naturist and survivalist.
Yeah. No,
Bear seems like more of a fun time.
Look,
but
Les knows what he's doing. Bear just gives it to me in a more palatable sense.
But you guys just jogged something in my brain. I just want to make sure I bring up is Devil's Tower. Made famous by Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Uh-huh.
There are tours where you can climb Devil's Tower.
Really?
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list.
Is that so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the hell's that?
Wyoming.
Oh, you head out there soon? You heading out to Wyoming? You got cousins?
I'd like to.
You got some cousins you want to fuck out there?
I'd like to take some folks with me. A little party.
Hey,
I heard
Dave, yeah.
Isn't
I've been to Wyoming.
Isn't the Devil's Tower like a flat earther thing too? Like, don't they think?
No, but I know it's made of mashed potatoes.
Oh, is it? No, I thought I could have swore that like flat earthers think that like all trees don't no longer exist, and that like the Devil's Tower is a tree.
Yeah,
and the root system like spreads across the flat Earth. Like,
no, Hollow Earth.
Goofy shit.
Yeah.
It's
Or
Hollow
Hollow-
Earth.
is it Hollow Earth?
It's Hollow Earth. Yeah. Did you know Indiana Jones actually changed archaeology? There's statistical evidence that the number of archaeology students increased after the release of the first film, and hundreds of today's best professors and practicing archaeologists say they were first inspired by Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I did not know that.
No,
But it makes
it doesn't
sense.
shock me. I mean,
Yeah.
I assume that after Backdraft came out, volunteer firefighters unions had to like beat people off with the fucking stick.
I don't know. Have you seen Backdraft?
Yeah, of course,
Okay,
100 times, bro.
at the time, it was a good movie. You got to go back. If you go back and you watch those like mid 80s to mid 90s movies, there's a lot of shit. Even the stuff you think was great, you watch it again now and you're like, ooh. Ugh. Like film has come a long way in the last several decades.
So you think like a story like Backdraft would have benefited from today's mantra and special effects?
Not just that, but like maybe some more realistic. Yes, I do, 100%.
I don't know, man. I feel like the captain from Urban Cowboy, fucking sitting there razzing everybody up, getting them fired up. That seems real.
Well, I mean, think about like what think about all the sports movies. Like how many idiots like myself who had no like physical talent thought they could play football because of Rudy.
Well, that's true. So wait, hold on. You feel like you could have been an archaeologist because of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No, but the thing is like Raiders of the Lost Ark made archaeology sexy. Like in reality, you're just sitting out in the middle of a unforgiving climate with a paintbrush, dusting off rocks, and then you're doing that for like
a cute blonde doesn't help out.
I mean, if she's around. But most likely you're hanging out with a bunch of like sweaty locals who you're paying like $3 a day to that smell like goat piss to come help you like clean your paintbrushes so that you can keep dusting off rocks. And then you spend the rest of your time in a classroom teaching kids about shit they don't care about. And then you go home to your loveless wife who can't stand the look of your face anymore.
Doesn't like goat piss.
And the new lines that have been created by the harsh desert sun, and there's no adventures to be
You
had.
could say Spielberg is a bullshitter, man. Fuck this.
And then you lose your tenure and you die alone.
What if it was like more influenced by like Jurassic Park archaeologists and like
Fake
You know what I mean?
archaeologists?
yeah, well, yeah, but it was the India real archaeologist. Come on, let's be
Yeah,
real.
no, I mean he was, but he made it look sexy. And I think like if you were a teenager and you saw Harrison Ford doing what he did, then you'd be like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but like, what if I, as a naive teenager, was like, man, I bet some fucking rich Englishman will give me all the money and laboratory equipment in the world to clone dinosaurs on an island in the Caribbean.
Well, wait.
That's my dream as a scientist.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that Jurassic Park did the same thing for like biogenetics that Indiana Jones did for archaeology.
That's what I'm saying. That's really what I was getting at. I just delivered it differently.
It's on par. It's on par. Jesus Christ.
Did you know astronauts have to urinate every 2 hours? In low gravity, it's hard to tell if your bladder is full because urine doesn't collect at the bottom. If you don't urinate often, you can't feel the urge to go until your bladder is so full that it forces the urethra shut.
Jeez. I wonder if they encourage you, if that's the case, they encourage you to pee every time you have the sensation.
That you don't have the
Probably
sensation.
don't even get the sensation.
Oh.
So there's a timer.
You just got to remember to do it. Yeah, or time.
Every 2 hours, you just got to be like, all right, time to go to the suck tube.
Go pee.
And there's no boozing up there?
There's no what?
Boozing.
I've heard the Russians are bring vodka with them. Yeah, so we don't allow it because we're Americans, but the Russians.
You think them fucking Romanovs ain't got that potato juice up there? Come on. Fucking out of your mind.
But what would booze? Well, okay, but why'd you ask about the boozing?
I don't know, but I mean, you have to pee more when you booze a little bit. That's all.
I don't think that's what they're doing, like, regularly.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, so without boozing, every 2 hours, you need to pee, or else your urethra closes? Okay.
Yeah, because what happens is your bladder gets so full that it goes past the hole, and then there's like, I guess there's no, I don't know, it's like a suction thing. Can't come out.
And then some fucking drunk Russian has to stab you in the bladder or catheterize your ass.
At what point does something get bronzed is what I want to know.
I think it happens between the years 3300 and 1200 BC. I think that's roughly.
I think if somebody taps your urethra, a lot of shit's getting bronzed. Did you know people have been digging for treasure in Canada's Oak Island money pit for over 200 years? In 1795, teenagers claimed they saw strange lights on the island and found a circular depression in a clearing. They began to dig, but gave up after hitting a layer of logs every 10 feet. Ever since, people have searched as deep as 180 feet, but can't go any further without the hole filling with water.
Is that that same one that's on the Discovery Channel? Treasure of Oak Island?
Curse Oak Island is the...
Curse of Oak Island. And those guys have a lot of money.
Yeah, they've got a lot of investors, and they've gone... Okay, at this point, I feel like they've done so much that the island is more valuable than what's at the bottom of the hole. Like, meaning that there's been enough history that's happened on that island that, like, even American Revolution history, there's enough shit that's happened on that island that the island ends up being more valuable than what's potentially buried at the bottom.
Gotcha, but these guys have found nothing, and they have more or less spared no expense to try to get to the bottom of it.
That's yeah. I don't know.
I wouldn't say they found nothing, but they haven't found anything of like. They haven't found a giant pile of loot, so no, they haven't found that. But they have
Chester Copper Pot.
What else have they found though? Like, all right, I don't know. Like, I know of it. I don't know much of like. Have they found anything of significance at all? Like, they have. They have found a. They found a. Okay, the one thing that I know that it's a cross made of lead from that originates in the Saudi Arabia area of the world. That's from like the 1300s. So they found a lot of they found a few Templar things, which is the whole lore of the island. Is that the Knights Templar came and buried like treasure from Jerusalem there. But the thing is, I remember when reading was fundamental, and you used to go to and you got to choose a book. Well, I chose a book on Oak Island, and then years later there was an article in Rolling Stone about Oak Island, and now there's this fucking show.
and it's still going on. And I'm glad these guys are there, but it just shows you how hard it is to get to the bottom of a fucking hole, even with all the most modern digging equipment that exists.
Well, I've always said so. I've known that like the whole thing was that they got down and then it just fills with water, and like at that point, fucking whatever. If there was something there, whatever was there is now fucking. It's now the Earth's, like, because like you can bury some shit and it can be hard to find, but if you dig deep enough, you'll find it. Once you dig deep enough that you've hit water and like. That's what you're getting to. It's gone.
But
it's
this
no more.
But this is the problem. There's actually they found on the beach that there's like these channels that were man-made and dug to purposely flood the hole. So
I get it.
So something's hidden down there.
Yeah, but once you flooded it, it's over. That's the end game. That's thing. That was the last thing. They were like, you can keep digging. You want to dig past these fucking layers of logs that we laid down into the ground? Cool. That's perfectly fine. What else have we laid down in here? Oh, okay, so you made it this far? Water. It's gone now.
It's not gone. They're gonna Magic Johnson this fucking project. You throw money at it, you'll fucking cure it.
Well, see, here's the kicker, though. If they bronzed it like they did with that corpse on the golf course, then it's probably pretty good to go. They just got to keep on digging.
And... finally, did you know when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE? What is CE, by the way? I know AD. I know
Common
BC.
Era.
1979.
Because AD, so BC and AD, like the traditional sense that I'm sure we know them as, are in reference to religion. Like
before Christ, after
before
Christ.
And yeah, exactly. So, Common Era is the term for a non-Christian.
Yeah.
Like,
so what?
It's a scientific term.
So is that
like for is AD? Common Era is AD.
1979.
Because like AD is Anno Domini, so like you know the era after Christ. Yeah,
Wait, but wasn't it 1980 when it blew up?
No, it was like I thought it was 79 before Christ. Alan's saying it's 79 years after Jesus.
Vesuvius?
Yeah, you're saying 79, right? Yeah, just the 79th
yeah,
year.
79. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 1979.
No, not
1979. The year 79.
79.
Yeah.
No,
that's when
1900 years before 1979. That year.
Yes, 100
cousins were having sex at a lot less rate.
Yes, yeah. What, Wes? 100 square miles of Italy was not destroyed the year I was born.
Mount St. Helens was.
I just love why Wes is tapped into the Russian astronaut sauce. Pretty good right now.
Got that sweet potato water.
When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE, it buried Pompeii in 16 feet of 1,300 degree pumice and ash that rolled down the mountain at 70 miles per hour, vaporizing everything in a 200 square mile radius.
Sheesh. Did they evacuate? Yeah. Do you know that?
What, did they evacuate?
Yeah. I'm curious if the city got to get the fuck out of town.
Well, I think they called for one, but it was too late.
Yeah. I mean, there weren't a lot of cell phone activities going on back then.
That.
No, they somebody warned them, but they were so used to seeing steam rising from Vesuvius that they're like, kind of like how we've been doing with tsunami warnings. You know, we had one tsunami in our lifetime, and then it's like, oh, everybody evacuate, and eventually everybody's like, yeah, fuck you, and then they stuck around, and now we can find their teeth in their bodies molded on the ground.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it erupted. It kind of formally started erupting on day one, and then people were like, meh. Like Mur said, it fucking does that all the time, and they kept getting their gabagool, and then fucking the next day, it erupted, and they were fucked. There was nowhere to go. So, yeah.
I mean, it kind of dials back to what we were talking about. How would you want to die? Maybe I just want to be Steamrolled.
I think I saw one the other day.
molten
Where,
hot
like, they
ash.
said, I think they saw one the other day where they like found a guy who looked like he was jerking it, and
Yeah.
so yeah, like just in case. It's like,
Sarah said the other day, she was like, "What if I smother you with my titties?" I said, "That would be the most ballin' death of all time."
the shit ever.
I'd be like, "Yeah, here lies Wes, smothered in his girlfriend's titties."
There's a TikTok trend actually going on right now, similar, where like the girl's like, "You want me to sit on your face, but like I could kill you," and then it goes to the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, bitch, kill me, like suffocate my ass." Like,
Wow. And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Kill me, bitch! All right, Alan, where can you find us,
stuff.
brother?
Social medias and stuff. You can find us, of course, on everyone's favorite Zuck platform. Hey, remember? Hey, guys, pause. Did everybody realize that shit was down for like a whole day?
Oh yeah, the world stood still.
Yeah,
4
Zuck's
hours.
losing control.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do?
The
What am I gonna
simulation's
do?
breaking down, guys. But anyway, you can find us on the simulation platform at the Middle Classholes, and then of course on its sister platform, Instagram, at MDL Classholes, and the same handle for Twitter at MDL Classholes. And of course, for your listening pleasure, you can catch us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And our favorite mode of communication, good old-fashioned electronic mail. You can email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com.
I would like to get into your thoughts about the real quickly the Facebook breakdown. I mean, that was catastrophic. People were running out of their homes, acting like as if their heads were on fire. They didn't know what to do. They weren't sure if they could shop. They weren't sure if they could pay their electric bill. They were going out saying like, "Hey, let's do the chicken dance and see if we can get Instagram back up." Weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
I don't know. I kind of noticed it was dead, and then I was like, oh. Well, I guess I'll just watch some TikToks then.
Yeah, I did find it ironic that everybody was going to Twitter to find out what was happening on Facebook.
That's also true.
But I went because I went to go check our page, and I was like, why isn't this shit loading? So I went to Twitter, and I just typed in Facebook, and everybody's like, how funny is it that everybody's coming here to find out what's going on there? And I was like, oh, okay, so it's down. And then I didn't check it for another 6 hours, and then it was up again.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad, though.
Well, for stockholders.
Well, yeah. But, like, they were saying, I guess, from what I had read, they think it was definitely, like, inside job type shit. Like,
foul play?
Because, like the IP was fucking gone. Like, everything was, like, people's badges at Facebook weren't working. Like, because it's all tied in together. Like, just crazy shit.
I'm just going to throw this out there. That chick was getting ready to testify in front of Congress. So I guarantee you that old Zucky Zuck built himself a brand new server farm and was just simply reattaching wires, saying, all right.
It's called a cutover.
Yeah,
right?
this shit's getting melted down, and this shit'll be the new Facebook server. I almost guarantee that that's what happened.
It was. I bet you he was like, "We're gonna bronze it. Just bronze the whole fucking thing."
And if you get caught distributing, manufacturing, or purchasing COVID, fuck you, Alan. You fucked me up.
If you get fake bronze,
you get fake bronzine. I hope your penis and vagina get severed in half.
Bronzini, isn't that a fish?
Bronzini.
I
remember
that's
that.
It's a whole fish.
Yeah.
Just put on your plate.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that from not Goodfellas? Oh,
that's from,
meet the parents
from Pompeii.
Damn it! What the hell?
I don't know.
Francis Ford Coppola.
What?
Godfather.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Francis Ford Coppola, the Godfather.
Yeah, no. What about?
He says Bronzini. He says that a couple times.
I think we've lost the plot at this point.
All right. I hope your penis gets severed in a horrible bicycle accident. All right, good night, everyone.
Mine? That's rude.
Not you.
Might be your
Good.
best foot.